What if I told you that the biggest business opportunity in Tamale isn't hidden, it's being ignored? Not because there's no money, not because investors don't exist, not because young people aren't talented, but because too many of us are chasing the same opportunities while completely overlooking the biggest ones. Today, I want to challenge the way we think about entrepreneurship in Tamale. Because by the end of this conversation, you may stop asking, where are the opportunities? And start asking a much more powerful question. Why didn't I see them sooner? Stay with me because the last opportunity I will mention could completely change how you think about doing business in Northern Ghana. One thing I hear almost every week from young people is this: there are no opportunities in Tamale. And every time I hear that, I ask one simple question: compared to where? Because if opportunity only existed in Accra, then why do businesses fail there every day? If opportunity only existed in Kumasi, why are people still unemployed there? Opportunity has never been about location alone. It's been about perspective. And I think that's where many young entrepreneurs in Tamale are struggling. We are looking for opportunities that already exist instead of creating opportunities that don't. A friend of mine once told me something I will never forget. He said, whenever I travel outside Tamale, I come back inspired. But after 1 week, I start thinking small again. That sentence stayed with me because I realized it wasn't Tamale making him think small. It was the environment he allowed to shape his thinking. If everyone around you is talking about surviving, it's difficult to start thinking about building. If everyone is asking, who will employ me? Very few people begin to ask, who can I employ? And that's where transformation begins. Let's be honest here. How many boutiques do we have? How many phone accessory shops do we have? How many mobile money vendors do we have in Tamale? How many small restaurants selling the exact same thing do we have in Tamale? There's nothing wrong with these businesses. But if everyone is entering the same market, who is solving the problems nobody's paying attention to? The entrepreneurs who build wealth rarely ask, what's popular? They ask, what's missing? That's a completely different mindset. Here's something that surprises me. Many young people in Tamale spend hours on social media every day, but very few are building businesses because of social media. Think about that. You are holding one of the most powerful business tools in history, and many people use it only for entertainment. Imagine if more young people learn digital marketing, video editing, graphic design, software development, artificial intelligence, content creation, e-commerce, and remote work. Today, someone in Tamale can earn money from a client in Canada without ever leaving Northern Ghana. The internet has quietly removed many geographical barriers. The question is, have we removed the mental barriers? Whenever people hear agriculture, they imagine someone standing in a field with a hoe. That's outdated thinking. Agriculture today is logistics, technology, food processing, branding, export, packaging, data, marketing, cold storage, delivery. Imagine building the company that helps farmers sell directly to buyers, or developing software that predicts crop diseases, or creating premium Northern Ghana food brands for supermarkets. The biggest opportunities aren't always in producing. Sometimes they are in connecting producers to the market. Here's another uncomfortable truth. Many young entrepreneurs attend events only to listen. Then they go home. Successful entrepreneurs attend events to build relationships. Business grow through people, one introduction, one conversation, one recommendation, one mentor. Sometimes the opportunity isn't inside the seminar, it's sitting in the chair next to you. This is probably one of our biggest challenges. Everyone wants to own everything. Nobody wants to build together. Imagine 5 photographers creating one media company. Imagine 5 software developers launching one startup. Imagine 5 fashion designers building one export brand. Instead, we often compete for the same small market. Collaboration doesn't reduce opportunity, it multiplies it. Northern Ghana has something money cannot buy, which is culture, tradition, food, music, fashion, language, history, hospitality, tourism. Yet, many of us use these things only as heritage, not as industries. Look at countries that have built billion-dollar economies around culture. Why can't Tamale become known globally for authentic northern experiences? What if visitors didn't just pass through Tamale? What if they planned trips because of Tamale? Opportunity sometimes looks like something you have become too familiar to appreciate. Now here's the opportunity I think we have been missing the most. Problem solving. Many businesses begin with one simple question: what's frustrating people? Not what business should I start? Different questions, different outcomes. Every inconvenience is a potential business. Every inefficiency is a business idea. Every complaint is a market research. The entrepreneur who listens carefully hears opportunities everywhere. Here's something that may spark debate. I don't think Tamale has an opportunity problem. I think we have an imagination problem. We have become so focused on copying existing businesses that we have stopped creating new ones. Innovation begins where imitation ends. The cities that lead tomorrow won't be the ones with the biggest budgets. They'll be the ones with the boldest thinkers. If every young entrepreneur watching this made one decision today, instead of asking, what business is making money? Ask, what problem is nobody solving? That single question could change your future, because wealth does not usually follow trends. It follows value. Remember what I asked at the beginning. I said the biggest opportunities in Tamale aren't hidden. I still believe that. They are hiding in plain sight. In our farms, in our smartphones, in our culture, in our universities, in our markets, in our creativity, and most importantly, in the problems we complain about every single day. The question has never been whether Tamale has opportunities. The question is whether we have trained ourselves to recognize them. But here's the thought I want to leave you with. 5 years from now, when Tamale has produced successful tech founders, global brands, export businesses, creative agencies, and companies serving clients around the world, will you be one of the people who built that future? Or one of the people who said, I wish I had started earlier? Because opportunities don't disappear. They simply belong to the people who act before everyone else sees them. So let me ask you, what do you think is the biggest overlooked business opportunity in Tamale today? And if you had to start one business with limited resources, what problem would you choose to solve? Drop your thoughts in the comments. The next great business idea for Tamale might not come from the boardroom. It might begin in the conversation we are having right here.